Where?
On the video, if you're watching the comments. We are live. We're live.
I'll look for it.
There you go. There you go. There you go. We're good to go. You good? We're good. So, hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully you're having a great day. This is just going to be a quick, 15-20 minute Q&A/update video. I have Seb on here just because I was fishing with him yesterday. He was fishing today, and he's a good buddy of mine, and he can answer all of your ice fishing questions because he's good at ice fishing. But quick update. I went fishing yesterday. For all of you guys that follow me on Instagram, you know, it was an absolute blast. I just finished editing the video. That will be out on probably Wednesday or Thursday. Depends how my week goes. But it's a long video, like 23, 24 minutes. I don't usually post long videos, but I didn't really want to cut any of the exciting content. And that video actually also has a giveaway in it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we hit 10,000 subscribers. I want to quickly thank you guys for that. Huge milestone in every YouTuber's career, and we're one step closer to that 100K mark. So thank you again, and you have all the details will be in that video. Actually, all the details will be in the description of the video, and I'll also comment the details as well, so you guys can win some prizes. But yeah, so we have Seb on here, Seabass Outdoors. I'll leave a link to his YouTube once we stop being live, because I don't know how to do that right now. But yeah, how's ice fishing, Seb?
Today was pretty much where we left off yesterday. You know, I took Ladybass out. It was pretty cool. And I took two guys. One was a good friend of mine, part of the family, for a guided trip. And when me and you went, they're going to see on your video, the day started rough. I lost my phone. Navigating at 6 in the morning in the dark, trying to go along a pressure crack. And it took us an hour to find the phone?
At least an hour to find the phone, yeah.
Drove on it twice, and I had the protective layers that they put on that you pay at the phone booth. I actually saved the phone. Literally, that's just my case. But you can see how many times I drove over it and the studs from the track of the sled. Anyway, so we found it. We lost a fishing rod.
A reel.
But the minute we got set up, it was actually it was pretty insane. You were with me in the hut. At one point, we had like 6, 7 lake trouts on the other hole, which I had never seen before. Usually come in packs of 2 or 3. It actually felt like you're feeding sharks looking down the hole.
It's pretty cool too, because I had a GoPro running on my chest, and while I'm fishing, you guys can actually see the fish finder and see the fish chase my bait or chase Seb's bait, and they come, you know, in and out of the screen, which is pretty cool. So if you guys do end up watching the video, make sure you guys look at the little screen. It's pretty cool to watch. When I was editing it, I was like this close to my screen, looking at the little fish finder, which is pretty cool. How was the Florida fishing trip, lady? It was great. I probably went in the worst week possible for bass fishing. We had a huge cold front. It got down to like 0 degrees Celsius in Orlando, which is where I fished for one full day, I think. It was tough, but we did get on a bunch of fish. Me and Garrett went fishing with a buddy of mine down there. You guys will see the rest of the videos after this ice fishing video. I'm going to get this ice fishing video up as soon as possible, which will be this week.
Pretty dope. And then you got Sam in that video. He's pretty into it. So Sam has been fishing with me since he's 15 years old. He's 27 now. But we would go fish by shore, canoe. I took him ice fishing once. We caught a perch. We fished for like 30 minutes. But he's afraid of touching the fish. He won't. He'll catch him, but he won't touch the fish. Grown ass man. But he's funny. He's a funny guy. He had, you know, he called the fishing line a wire.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. But I was actually worried. Lake Simcoe, like you saw, it's a pattern lake. You don't do the right thing. So in the morning, I gave him, you know, directions, and actually, I'm pretty sure they hooked up for us.
They caught more fish than we did.
And they caught more fish than we did. And, you know, that's what happened. People call it beginner's luck, but I think They're a bit more focused. They're enjoying being out there, and
Yeah.
you know, they listen to every detail that you say, and they went out there. And today they hooked into 9 fish, and I hooked into 3 fish. I landed 1, and not just to tell you, you know, they're into it. They had a great time.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys saw my latest Instagram post. I posted like half an hour ago. The guy that's going like this with the fish on his chest, Seb's holding a fish to his chest. That's Sam. You guys will see in the video. He's really entertaining. He's fun for sure.
He's a funny guy.
And then your other buddy Steve, he caught the biggest fish of the day.
Yeah, I had caught a good lake trout that's 15, 16. I caught a good lake trout that's 15, 16 pounds. He hooked a trout, that 18, 19 pounder that he caught. And then I said, you know, there's trout around. And that's when I hooked like 5 within a minute.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I kept losing them. My hook got entangled, and then I landed that one. And then by the time I landed my fish, we released it, and then we went and helped them out. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, it was like right after each other. Like I think he was hooked before you hooked yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever fished the St. Lawrence River? I have not. I think you have, Seb?
Yeah, bunch of times.
Yeah.
Amazing fishery, big smallmouth, and you've been with me on Lake Simcoe. I think the fish are smart. St. Lawrence, the fish are, you know, you throw a tube. If you see them shallow, they'll go and eat it. Like we call them, you know, dumb fish, meaning they're not educated on the bait. So it's fun fishery, very fun fishery. Big walleye, big muskie, good largemouth. There's everything in that river. It's really cool, and it's clear water.
Yeah. I didn't think it was gonna be that clear. I mean, I've driven past it. I've never actually fished it, but like, you'd think it's going through like Montreal downtown, all that stuff. You'd think it'd be a little dirtier, but
most people that call the St. Lawrence River, they mean, you know, the good fishery to St. Lawrence all the way to the St. Lawrence, obviously, but they're talking about the mouth of Lake Ontario all the way to Cornwall.
Oh, okay.
That's the more popular part of the St. Lawrence River. That's what they're talking about when they say.
That's a good drive from us.
It's not bad. For you, it's probably 2.5 hours.
5 hours for me, yeah, exactly 5 hours. A huge smallmouth lost a 7.5 pound smallmouth. Wow, that's crazy. Favorite fish to target ice fishing. I usually just fish for perch. I don't have too much experience ice fishing. I don't like get into it as much as Seb per se. But after this weekend, I got to say lake trout. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, people, Lake Simcoe it's crazy. It's a big fish factory. The average smallmouth in the lake is 4.5 pounds, I would say.
Yeah.
There's a lot of 6, a lot of 7s. And when I say 6 and 7 is tournament weighed fish. We weighed a 30-pound bag, me and Steve, at the Simcoe Open for 5 fish. That's huge. The guy that won had 31.84, broke a new record in Canada. Pretty sure it's the biggest smallmouth bag ever weighed.
Probably.
In a tournament. There's big lake trout, and the average size of lake trout on Lake Simcoe that you catch are 8 to 9 pounds. A big fish.
Yeah. Like the one I caught, I think, was that size.
Yeah, 8, 9 pounds.
Yeah, for sure. And like it was crazy. You guys will see on the video. But worst ice fishing experience. Wow. Soaking through my boot. Huge puddle I stepped into. That sucked. But like, I mean, for you, it's probably no. Actually, I don't know. What was your worst ice fishing experience? I was gonna say your phone, but that wasn't even that bad because you found it and it was fine.
Yeah, no. My worst ice fishing experience. I told you when we came back, I actually went scouted. So we had fresh snow. It was cold. And I went scouted 45 minutes into a trail to hit a lake full of crappies. It was full of crappies. And I was alone. It was 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and I got stuck into a rut. People go like 4-wheeling and ATVing there. And I broke through the ice. I was stuck in there for a good hour, maybe 2. It's starting to get dark, and I was starting to panic. My phone had no reception. I was starting to think about the last food I got in me. I had no water with me, and walking would have been a bunch of hours. It's bad experience. When I got unstuck somehow, because I was getting low on energy, I was starting to think I'm going to spend the night in the bush. Better start walking back. When I got unstuck, I just pinned it the whole way back, never stopped. So
Yeah, it'd be terrifying. It'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
As soon as you lose signal on your phone, like that's about it, right? You have to get lucky.
I spent some night in the bush when I was about your age. I used to live in a hunting camp and do my uncle had sled dogs. He still does.
Yeah.
Mushing with sled dogs. And I'd lost myself for 2 days. But it was late summer.
Oh, okay.
Early fall. It was cold. So all I could think about was this, but I had food with me then.
Yeah.
I had a lighter. I was able to make a fire. I had nothing on me then. It was like, I don't want this. I'm grown ass, man. I don't need to go through this anymore. I've been through it once, and it was cold, and my feet were wet.
Oh, it's the worst, man. As soon as your feet are wet, you're freezing. You're done.
Oh yeah, I was soaked from the knee down. Like, oh yeah. Anyway, so
are you excited about bass opener? Are you thinking about bass opener yet?
No. I will say I fish a lot of tournament. You fish with me.
Yeah.
Bass tournament is my number one passion, but I'll say that lake trout fishing here on Lake Simcoe is equal. And at some point, I would say it's pretty equal. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. You've been out there. It's relaxing.
Yeah. No, for sure. I just wish it would be a lot more relaxing if like the seat was a little bit on a bigger angle, so you could like lay back, you know.
Yeah. But when I'm alone in that hut, usually people ask me, do I sleep? I sleep all the time in it. I have like a little half an hour nap. That's what I enjoy about fishing. You don't have a boat to control.
Yeah.
You don't have anywhere to get to unless you want to change spots. And once you get to know where the fish are going to come through, like I told you guys, there's like feeding windows. So the important part of ice fishing is knowing when the feeding windows are going to happen and knowing to be where you know where those fish are going to come to feed. If you are on those spots when the feeding window happens, you're going to see in the video, it's just a feeding frenzy.
It's crazy.
And then they leave. So within those two feeding windows, most of the time is when I sleep because I don't want to go back home or anything. It's fun.
Tin Man asks, tips for winter open water river smallmouth in Wisconsin. Open water river smallmouth in the winter. I don't know, man. Something really slow, I'm guessing.
I think a jerkbait or
a Ned rig or something.
Just a grub. A small grub on a jig head. I know a lot of guys do it up there. They got nuclear power plants, so some of the rivers are warm.
Okay. That's cool for sure. Yeah, we don't even have an option like that over here, unfortunately. But no. If we did have if we were able to fish for bass in the wintertime, I'd totally do that. That'd be fun. Can't wait for bass opener. Have had enough of ice fishing. My first time ice fishing this season was actually yesterday. So I still have a good. I'll be ice fishing till March for sure, until the ice thaws out. But I always have bass opener in the back of my brain. You know, making plans on stuff. Hair jigs could work.
Hell yeah, that's a smart idea. Actually, hair jig and a coal is probably the best bait for smallmouth, I find. Like when up here, we fish for smallmouth on the St. Lawrence River. When the water's like 55, early bass season opener, it's like, or low 60s. The hair jig does really well in colder conditions for those smallmouth. It's crazy.
Yeah. I haven't fished a hair jig much. I picked up a couple new ones over the winter time. But I'm definitely going to work on that this year for sure too. Last year I set goals for myself for the bass fishing season. I feel like I should do that again. You know, have something to work towards, I guess. Drove 3 hours from Ottawa to Quinty hoping for a trophy walleye, only got perch. Oh man, that sucks. It's the drive that sucks, right? But I mean, you know they're in there. There's big walleye there, right? So I'm sure you'll get on them eventually.
You're talking about your goals. I don't. Yeah, I do goals like, and I've had them in my videos, like in my garage. I have a board, and every winter season, so we're going through the season, I think of my goals. One of them is fishing a bait more often.
Yeah.
The last year was a tube. I had to fish a tube more often than I did. Sometimes I'll go out there for a full day, knowing that I can catch them on different stuff like a jerk bait, a spinner bait, or a jig, and
Yeah.
I'll just bring a tube rod and tubes, and that's all fish, just to get confidence. But goals, I think, are very, very important to have. So you have like your easy goal, medium goal, hard goal.
Yeah.
And you obviously set more of the easy and medium goal and the hard goal. But once you achieve those, your confidence goes up.
Yeah.
And I think your best bait in fishing is confidence. If you have confidence, it helps a lot.
That was my main goal this year, is to gain confidence in a jig. It's like a couple days out of the summer, I just fished a jig straight, right? I feel like I accomplished that. Like I feel like if I'm in a tournament situation per se, I could pick up a jig and be confident in and catch fish. Another one of my goals I broke, I guess, was the PB smallmouth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was insane.
Simcoe again.
Yeah.
Coming through. But hey, you know what helped probably with your jig confidence a little bit? And it's gonna sound weird.
Yeah.
It's when we went
bowfin fishing.
Bowfin fishing, yeah.
For sure. For sure. No, that was a lot of fun. No, that was a lot of fun. It's a good way to like get, you know, jacked up on some fish before a bass opener.
Getting the rust off.
Yeah.
You know, and it's you gotta and those bowfins, they're not like bass. They don't have the eyesights like of a bass.
Yeah.
You gotta vibrate it right in their face. So you gotta practice to your accuracy with those things.
Yeah. Practice your pitching, your skipping, your all that stuff. Your hook set too. I mean, they have a pretty, I think their mouth's made out of bone, right? Or cartilage or something like that. So you have to really get a good hook set.
The whole top is like bony.
Yeah.
So there's not really cartilage like a bass or the side of a mouth for a pike. For the hook to go through, the lake trout are the same. They don't have cartilage, but they have a lot of meat. So if you can get the inside meat with a treble hook, you're usually fine.
What's your favorite fish to fish for open water before bass open, Seb?
Me?
Yeah. Your favorite fish to fish for
open water?
Before bass.
I definitely like pike. I think pike's fun. You know, when you get them in the spring and they're chasing and they're not deep anymore, they're shallow. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed fishing pike. I took Aaron one.
Yeah.
We were filming, and we were bringing a big glide bait that people use for bass in California, and a fish almost jumped in the boat. And then a few sequences later in one of my video, you see Aaron chucking a big swim bait. And did you see that when he breaks his rod?
Yeah, I saw that video. You showed me that.
It's fun.
That was
fun.
last spring?
Last spring, yeah.
Last spring, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to work on pike more this year, man. Last year I went for pike. I did my research, like I did as much research as I could pretty much. But like pike, I don't know. I've focused too much on bass, I think,
I think if you go for those subspecies, that's what I kind of like, that we have a bass season.
Yeah.
You know, I wish that, but it gives us, if you go hardcore for bass here in Canada, your window is kind of short to fish for tournaments where you put all your energy into it, that if it was year round, you would be drained.
Yeah.
From, you know, May or, you know, so we get to try this stuff and you learn, like look with the bowfin, what you did with a jig. I think it's cool.
For sure. It makes you stem out more, right, than just bass fishing. Like, say I lived in Florida, I'd be bass fishing 24/7. Like, no doubt about it, right?
It'd be hard, yeah. It'd be hard not to.
Yeah, and like in this way, I guess trout and pike I have to get. Like steelhead, those are some finicky fish. I have to figure out how to fish for those. That's all in time, though, right? I think I'm gonna just focus on pike this year.
What's your favorite lure?
My favorite lure depends on the condition, right? If they're chasing, I'll throw like a chatterbait or a crankbait. I like crankbaits a lot. Actually, I didn't throw a crankbait too much this year, but they weren't biting on it that well. But I like crankbaits a lot. If it's finesse, I'll throw a drop shot a lot. Ned rig.
Oh, you didn't say swim bait?
Swim bait, yeah. See, the swim bait was the bait of the year for me for sure. No, for sure. Like I caught pretty much, I would say 50% of my fish on a swim bait. And my biggest fish on a swim bait.
The big ones.
Yeah, for sure.
It was definitely the year of the swim bait, for sure.
Yeah. I remember the second time I went fishing with you on Simcoe, I picked up a swim bait, the little tiny swim bait, the reaction innovations, and you're like, nah, put that down. They're not gonna bite it. I think it was second cast. I hammered a 5.5 or like 5 and a bit pounder.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
I remember he was like,
confident.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Confidence.
For sure.
You know, if I would have thrown that swim bait, I would have never caught that fish because I would have been whatever, throw something else.
Yeah.
You were confident in it, so
it helps a lot. All right, so we should probably end this soon. I'm actually leaving to go back to school, to my dorm in 8 minutes, so we should wrap this up. If you guys have any last minute questions, like fast ones, let me know. But other than that, stay tuned for my next video coming up this week. It's going to be a little bit longer, but it's action packed and it's really, really exciting. Make sure you guys subscribe to Seabass. He live streams a lot on YouTube.
The live stream when you went out, there's a live stream left with you and me on my channel.
Yeah, so I think I caught a fish in that one too, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it, but it's like an hour long. I know that at the end they broke that lake trout at the end.
Oh, okay. No, so I didn't in that one. But yeah, he live streams while he's fishing, so he catches fish live, which is pretty cool. Excuse me. But other than that, my eyes are watering because I just coughed. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.